approached turning 27 last year, I felt very nervous. I thought your late 20s were supposed to be a period of finality, a time when you were supposed to have it all figured out, to have met all the people meant to be in your life, that the best days of your life are behind you. No more newness, just predictability and permanency. That feeling like I had nothing else to look forward to, or that I somehow had passed the deadline to meet the love of my life, or that feeling like my career was already locked into place, when in reality every day I would walk into an office where I had a day full of work at a job that I dreaded. I was in a career trajectory that I did not like, and none of anything in my life meant anything to me, and I just felt so lost and so stuck. But in my 27th year, there was so much unexpected good in my life, in the form of things I did, and it all started by just doing things. Trying things I normally wouldn't do, going to places I had never been to before, letting go of old habits, and moving out of places that I had outgrown. I met people who felt way more aligned to the person I wanted to become. I found deeper meaning and purpose, and all of it started by simply just doing things. Doing the things I normally wouldn't do. I realize now that trying new things, even if just a little bit, to get you out of your comfort zone is so incredibly important. If not as a way of self-discovery, but a way to gain perspective. The world can feel small and narrow, and all that you know can really feel like the entire world. Newness reminds you of all the possibilities that exist, of paths that you did not know existed, that helps you realize that you are never really stuck. If you're new here, hi, my name is Joy, and I used to work as a software engineer in New York City, but last year I left New York to start my own tech company. And in the last year, I experienced so much change, uncertainty, but also growth, which is crazy because just 2 years before that, I felt so incredibly stuck in life and I absolutely hated the direction my life was going. So if you feel this way, just know that you are not alone. And in this video, I'm gonna talk about the importance of trying something new. And sometimes what you need to get a little unstuck is to just do things and reframe your perspective a little bit. When you're feeling stuck in life, the best antidote is really to take action. But taking action, especially when it involves something new and the unknown, can feel very terrifying. But the ability to put yourself in new situations in order to grow is actually a muscle in itself. And just like a muscle, it gets stronger the more you use it. Doing new things, even if it's just a small hobby, is really a nice gentle reminder that life isn't really that serious and that things are always scarier in your mind. A few weeks ago, I went to a paint class with some of my friends. And as someone who's notoriously type A and competitive, it's not a competition, it's not a competition.
It's not a competition. Like I can.
One of the things I've always struggled with when it comes to trying something new is caring too much about appearing like a fool in front of the people who know me. But what I've come to realize recently, it's maybe not that much of a big deal. Yours still.
Should I paint the inside?
Picasso. I didn't realize I was friends with Picasso. Appearing like a fool or even being a fool is normal and part of growth. And you need to try and be bad at things in order to get better. While looking foolish might bruise your ego for a bit, the learning that comes on the other side of trying is how you grow. If you stay where you are and don't take action, and if you don't give yourself the permission to try, make mistakes, and look stupid, or even be stupid, you're likely to always be stuck in your head. And that feeling of stuckness will be hard to shake off. One thing that has never come naturally to me was sports. I've always hated sports since I was a kid. Actually, I always struggled with things that required hand-eye coordination. But this year, I made a promise to myself to have physical wellness be a bigger part of my life. So I tried a bunch of different sports, and in an attempt to be consistent, I tried playing pickleball with some founder friends, which I know is ironically the most SF founder sport. When you're a founder, you are around a lot of ego. And if I'm being honest, sometimes I also operate from a place of high ego, which is something I'm not exactly proud of. But you sort of need that ego as a fuel, but you also need to learn how to manage it so it doesn't consume all of you and all parts of your life. Because ego, when unchecked, can turn things really ugly. Trying something new, being a beginner at things, reminds me that I'm not naturally good at everything. It humbles me, keeps my ego in check. It shows me that I genuinely struggle in some things, even if the situations are low stakes. Struggle builds character, struggle helps you grow.
Have a good night. Boy, you did that on camera. You can't do that. 0-2, I think. 0-2-1. Oh. Nice try. Good job letting it bounce. Try one more time. One more.
The wall. It was good.
It's fine.
You're improving.
Something is like
One in the paddle. I realized my hand-eye coordination is terrible. How do you feel? I saw you going in there.
Yeah, it's my first time. It's fun.
Girl boss. How do you feel?
Oh, I feel good.
Feel good?
I'm excited to play more.
Oh. I've come to realize that the people you surround yourself with matter so much because how they feel about things will affect how you feel about things. There are certain people in the world that makes you feel like the world is huge, expansive, and full of possibilities, that anything is within reach as long as you try and keep trying. These are people who operate from a place of optimism, sincerity, and a ton of hard work. They look at the world like anything is possible and live in a way that makes you believe that anything is possible too. Being around them makes life feel new and refreshing, the opposite of stuck. And it also changes how you view yourself. This makes sense because at our core, humans just want to be understood. Humans always want other people to feel what they're feeling. Insecure people want to make you feel insecure too because it validates their reality. While people who believe life is full of possibilities, they subconsciously want you to share that conviction with them. And I realized that although I'm just in my 20s, there are so many people who have somewhat given up on their own lives, but the people who really believe that anything is possible and are actively working towards their dreams, that's very rare. It is so inspiring, and so when you find them, hold on to them forever. Feeling stuck and stagnant in life, especially in your 20s, is almost a rite of passage. But you have the ability, the free will to get yourself unstuck. When you do, no matter where you are currently in life, your future will look so different. But all of it starts with just doing things and getting out of your comfort zone.